You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about these Las Vegas Raiders. And if you're a Raiders fan, by the time we get to this end of this video, you may commit Harry Carey. I don't know. I don't think anybody would blame you. And it certainly does explain why Mark Davis seemed like he was so damn mad when Josh McDaniels was still in the building and while games are going on and he was watching Josh McDaniels F something up, or while he's watching his quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, or Aidan O'Connell, if I'm keeping it real, throw another interception. Now, I'm going to be honest. I think Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels might have gotten it right. Aidan O'Connell, I think, may be able to play. But there's one rookie quarterback that looks like the best rookie quarterback we may have ever seen. He's having a better year than Andrew Luck's rookie year, which is the flagship rookie year of all rookie years. And he's got a poise and a coolness to him that reminds me of Tom Brady. I'm just keeping it real. I've watched a lot of those Texans games. I'm here in Texas, so, that they show those games a lot. I've watched a lot of the end-of-game situation that CJ Stroud's been in, and he's just as cool and calm as he can be back there, which is something that quarterbacks don't naturally have. They either develop it as their skills get better, or you just naturally, strangely have it, and you don't have it as a rookie, and he's already got it. But I saw this, and this is just going to make Raider Nation mad. And I'm like, can you fire a coach twice? Is there a way to rehire him just so you can tell him to get the hell out again and pack his bags again? According to Sports Illustrated's Hondo Carpenter, this is heavy.com, and then we'll go to the actual article because there's some tasty nuggets in there on Dave Ziegler that I find interesting. The Raiders strongly considered trading up in the draft to select a quarterback. The problem is McDaniels liked Bryce Young. Look, a ton of people liked Bryce Young. All right, I liked Bryce Young. I actually liked both of these quarterbacks. But the problem is, you knew if Bryce Young doesn't succeed, it's going to be for one big reason. He doesn't have an elite physical trait. He does not have a cannon. He's not super fast. And he's physically small. He's very elite between the ears. No doubt about it. But so's Mac Jones. That's an Alabama thing. They're smart. They can read defenses, etc. But if you don't have some elite physical trait, that's a problem. CJ Stroud got a gun on him. Got great size. He's 6'3", 218. We'll look at this in a minute. While former general manager Dave Ziegler wanted CJ Stroud, who was drafted by the Houston Texans, understand this, Mark Davis knows all of this. Mark Davis sat back and had watched through how many weeks CJ Stroud go out and look like a 10-year veteran already. That had to have monstrously pissed that owner off. It would have me. If I'd have known and honestly, it might have kept Dave Ziegler's job. It might have, to be honest. If I'd have known Dave Ziegler wanted him and got vetoed, I might have given him another shot to have hired a different coach. But he probably doesn't want a Patriots guy. All right? Quote, Dave felt he was a generational talent. And Kelly loved him, Champ Kelly. Z had done his research. He knew the cost to move up to number 1 and even number 2. A source told Carpenter in a November 30th column, he felt the cost was cheap and he was willing to do almost anything that didn't include Max Crosby. He and Josh agreed that the price of number 1 was too high, but Z wanted to move up to number 2 and grab CJ Stroud. He could have made the deal. He also knew Stroud would allow McDaniels to show fans and the owner that an identity would be established. Josh was willing to move up for Bryce Young, but as expected, he went number 1, and Stroud to the Raiders had long been dead. All right, so that leads us into a little more here. So I went over to the column, all right? And it's terrible. It's terrible. It might have been water under the bridge for the fan base, but for interim GM Champ Kelly, it's no small detail that he wasn't responsible for the decisions the Raiders made at quarterback in the offseason. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport brought up the idea last week that it could potentially hurt Kelly that he was associated with Ziegler and McDaniels. So Champ Kelly might end up getting shown the door just by sheer closeness in proximity to Ziegler and McDaniels. But you got to go with a gut feeling, because a lot of people like Champ Kelly. A lot of people like Dave Ziegler. Dave Ziegler may end up getting another GM job. Quote, Champ Kelly was in another organization and had the exact same credentials. That would have been kind of a guy you would consider for a GM. He's a good scout. He sounds good. He's a good face of a franchise. He's got a great resume. Does it the right way. That's the kind of guy you would definitely consider. I don't know if it's the fact that he was brought in with Dave Ziegler will help him or hurt him. The reality is Mark Davis probably shouldn't have fired Dave Ziegler. That's for me and Rappaport. The guy didn't even get to choose his own quarterback. Only really had one draft class because he did the Devontae Adams trade. To me, that seemed odd. I don't know that it should be held against Champ Kelly because Ziegler didn't exactly do a bad job. We have no idea. But I imagine he'll get real consideration. Can he keep it? Question mark. I don't know. But I think he'll get real consideration. Ziegler's job couldn't survive the personnel blunders made by Josh McDaniels. And we'll find out in a few weeks if the same can be said about Kelly's job. And as we know, so he wanted to go, and I'm talking about McDaniels here. McDaniels wanted to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, again, I think he may have hit with Aidan O'Connell. But this is CJ Stroud right now. 3,266 yards. He's second in the NFL in passing yards as a rookie. 19 touchdowns. He's tied for 7th. He's tied way back in 28th in interceptions. I mean, he is taking care of the ball. And that's considering he had his first actual, and I don't even know if you can call it a bad game this past weekend, because they were in it right at the end. By the way, CJ Stroud, PFF's got him ranked as the fifth best quarterback in all of the NFL right now. As a rookie. The 5th best QB. And the Texans, a franchise that was a complete dumpster fire, that Nick Caserio had to survive and wiggle and move around all of these parts so a disgruntled and scumbag Deshaun Watson could get traded to the Browns. I mean, the Texans look DOA. They're 6-5, and they're in line to move right up. They were in the playoffs before last weekend, but they're 6-5. And guys, that team has got legit talent on it now. And you do not have CJ Stroud because Josh McDaniels did not want to pull the trigger and go up and get him. Whoa. I mean, I can only imagine. We saw some video of Mark Davis being angry. But he's watching these games play out, and in the back of his mind, he's thinking, we could have traded up and got CJ Stroud, but your little whiny ass didn't want to do it. And I'm talking about Josh McDaniels. We could have traded up. It was there. And you did not want to trade up and do it and take a chance. Josh McDaniels would probably have his job right now. You want to talk about a guy over time in McDaniels that has made some awful personnel decisions. Awful. Throughout his... let me come to Denver. Get rid of Jay Cutler, I think right after Jay Cutler's best year ever. Shown him out the door. Trade Peyton Hillis out. Josh McDaniels was a dumpster fire in every aspect. It's crazy. Now, again, a lot of people thought Bryce Young was going to be the guy. Bryce may be the guy. Okay? He may be the guy. I like Bryce. Adam Thielen is his best receiver right now, who's 33 years old, and he's not a 1. He's putting up 1-like numbers, kind of. But he's really just a very damn good number 3 now. They've got... Actually, the Panthers have the worst offensive weapons. Well, maybe not the worst. The second worst. The Patriots are that bad. Their offensive weaponry is worse than the Panthers. Just putting that out there. The Raiders? Holy shit. Can you imagine CJ Stroud with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow on this team right now? Holy hell. It's crazy. He's making a couple of rookies look like they're going to end up being Pro Bowlers. Well, Pro Bowlers back when the Pro Bowl meant something. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Josh McDaniels. The Josh McDaniels news is the nightmare. He's like the gift that keeps on giving if the gift is the Grim Reaper showing up at your door. Over and over again, you're like, damn, I died in a dream last night. I've got to die in a dream again tonight? You're here again? The Grim Reaper shows up with that shitty-ass visor on? God. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.